Australian winemakers have a number of casks at their disposal, some French, some American, and increasingly Australian winemakers are choosing American oak barrels. Now let's ask one of the country's leading winemakers why he uses American oak.
I think nowadays the industry's realised, and most of the world industry are starting to realise, that American oak will give you flavours that are very well integrated, particularly with Chardonnay. So for example, with Chardonnay you're getting some lovely peaches and cream characters that come through. American oak tends to give you plenty of middle palate strength, and in a cool area like the Yarra Valley where you've got relatively high acid wines, it's important to get some strength in the middle palate. And what we're finding with American oak is it does give us that lovely vanillin character in the middle and plenty of strength to the wine. So for example, what we're now doing is we've moved away from a large percentage of French oak with our Chardonnays. We're now using primarily American, which will give us those smoky char and lifted flavours. They're lovely complexities. The wines age beautifully, and they're only in there for probably 4 to 5 months. Where French oak, we probably have our wines in French barrels for at least 9 months, perhaps up to 12 months.
French oak barrels to be bought brand new are around about $1,000, and yet the American ones are about a third of the price. Can you explain the reason for that?
The reasoning for that is the barrels can be cross-cut, so that in terms of how a French barrel is made, they're hand-made, they're hand-split, and it made in one day of making barrels. It probably, in most of the bigger French cooperages, they may make 100 to 200 barrels a day. Bluegrass cooperage mass manufacture, they'll make 2,000 barrels a day, and there's much more consistency. So if I go to each of those 250 barrels or 500 barrels that we may buy in each season, I get an enormous amount of consistency right across the range of those barrels. Whereas sometimes with the French oak, I get quite a deal of variation. We'll get some fantastic barrels, and then we'll sometimes get some other barrels which have perhaps some greener characters or some characters which are not suitable for what we're trying to do.
I noticed that on your American oak barrels that the word oak-fired appears. What does oak-fired mean?
Oak-fired means that it's fired over a little oak fire which is inside the barrel. But what we're trying to aim for is getting heavy toasted characters. With the heavy toasted flavours, you're getting, more integration of the oak flavours at an earlier stage, and you're getting definite smoky bacon flavours that are coming through, particularly on Chardonnay, and it works beautifully with things like Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, where those rich, smoky flavours come right through on the wine. They integrate beautifully at the earlier stages and give us loads of complexity in the wine styles right across the board.